Guys.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Welcome to the biggest sport show in the capital, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
What's happening now?
It is the PSN Network podcast.
Yeah, all things considered right here.
Mm-hmm. The coolest, the biggest sports show in the capital and beyond.
That's what's up.
And I got the coolest guy talking sport right here with me.
And I got my G, Paul Igwe Wire.
Come on.
In the building, ladies and gentlemen.
But you can call me a Manny. You have to add that one, you know.
Nah, I can't have that. It's not my AKA. But that's cool, by the way.
Yep.
You're welcome to the show.
Yes.
Last week was amazing. Last week we had a tour of the National Stadium. It was amazing, my G.
Yeah.
We had to see so many things that you would not see if you're not there.
Yep.
And a couple of things stood out for me. When it comes to the National Stadium.
Yeah.
It's still being used, and a whole lot of facilities is still being in place in the National Stadium.
Yep.
And it's also a place where if you go, you're going to see young talent hovering around the National Stadium.
Yep.
There are spaces, there are spots for everybody in the National Stadium. But aside what we saw, there's also some eyesore that we saw on that day. Okay, and one of it was the states of the turf of the Abuja National Stadium.
Yeah.
The state of the turf of the Abuja National Stadium is deplorable.
Come on, bro.
To say the least. It's not even cool to play football because if you try, you go imagine scoring a goal and you want to fly in that stadium.
Come on, bro.
You will end up from National Stadium. You went to a national hospital. It's that simple.
I think the first thing you see these white cells, or what is it called? Then afterward, you see something like red oil.
Some red wine.
Some red.
You know what I'm saying? Coming out.
You know, it's going to be a long day, bro.
Yeah, but when you look at the National Stadium in Abuja, and look at the stadiums in Nigeria, maintenance culture has always been a big problem for Nigeria. I remember when the groundbreaking ceremony was done for that stadium in 2000, it was phenomenal. Everybody was in awe to the beautiful edifice. And in 2003, we did the official commissioning of that beautiful stadium, and it was commissioned so we could use that to host the All-African Game. And the All-African Game, all the best athletes, not just in Nigeria but in the world, were gathered at that stadium, and it was a beauty to behold. I was in that stadium. I think I was in GS3 at that point. I think GS3 or GS2. I had to perform. I was part of the guys that did 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the opening day of the national stadium. So when I speak from a place of passion. I speak from a place that I have seen the beauty days of the Abuja National Stadium. I remember even on that day, there was a time during the All-African Games, the velodrome was smashed by thunder, and it also exposed the shabby work that was done at the velodrome. And that aside, some people say, oh, the National Stadium, 60,000 capacity. How many people have we ever filled that stadium to the brim? I would say yes. I remember in 2008 when Nigeria played South Africa, it was a phenomenal game. The Super Eagles fans were boisterous, chanting in that stadium. What about the Bafana guys? They came out in their numbers and did their thing on that day. But since then, when it comes to attendance record at the National Stadium, it has nosedive. And wanted to note, $360 million was invested in that stadium.
That's huge.
And looking at how it is right now, almost brought tears to my eyes, guys.
Come on, bro.
So what do you have to say?
I think there's no word that can modify or describe what the state is. I think you have to see it with your own eyes.
No steez, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like,
no steez, bro.
You can't, like, this is supposed to be the national stadium for Nigeria. You get me? And it's this, like, bad state. Come on. Like, it's not even good enough for any kind of competitions. I'm not even talking about just the national teams. No kind of football can be playing on there. You can see sandy, loamy soil, sandy soil.
Some place yellow. Come on, bro. Yellow. Like what's going on?
It's really devastating to watch. And
I think that the NFF couple of weeks ago announced that they want to build a new hostel. They want to build a new infrastructure close to the stadium so they can host all the young lads, the young team, so we can have this a national camping facility. And if you're having a national camping facility close to the national stadium and the national stadium itself is not working, then there is a big disconnect from that project that the NFF is doing and the national stadium. Because when you are training, when you are in the camp, it's just a stone throw to the national stadium. So I think the NFF should do something about it, and the National Sport Commission also should do something about it. Because I also, if you check that stadium, I also witnessed that they are using hose.
Bro.
They're using hose, bro. Hose, bro. For car wash.
Is it car wash something? I don't know, man.
For car wash. Like, I saw hoses. I'm like, what happened to the sprinklers? Underneath the turf?
I saw signs of it. I think there is.
That's sprinklers.
It's not working or something.
What do you from my mouth? What do you hear from my mouth?
You were there, bro. You were there, bro.
You were behind the camera, bro.
You saw holes, man.
You were carrying the camera down.
Yeah, I was just behind the scene. You get me?
So you were also there, man.
Come on, bro.
So that's what it is for the National Stadium. It's a national call because we know that the Gospel Akpabio Stadium has been doing really well, hosting the team and hosting the Super Eagles, hosting even the under-17 guys. It's been cool. But come on, what if we want to host a continental event? What if we want to host the international event and you just have one functional stadium in the whole of Nigeria? It's not cool. And if you look at the MPFL also, you will see that most of these guys play in substandard stadium, play in grasses that before you know, they get injury real quick. So let's leave that aside and let's go on a quick break. And when we come back, we want to go to the Champions League playoff. The Titans are out. The Gladiators are coming through. All the big men that you know, the defending champions, the former champions are all out in the playoff. You might say it's a shocker, but to us, we already saw it coming. I think
this is so far so good. This has become one of the biggest tie in the Champions League. You can't take your eyes off that particular one.
Okay, let's go on a quick break, and when we come back, we go switch straight into the Champions League playoff.
UCL.
Welcome back to the biggest sports show.
All right.
City. This is high voltage.
Big time, bro.
Do anyhow, you like right there. You know what I'm saying?
Don't touch it. Feel it.
You know what I'm saying? The badge, no long thing right here. Okay. Let's go to the game between Real Madrid versus Manchester City. One of the biggest tie in this. You might say, with the course of the way the season has been going so far, it's not a big tie. Keep quiet, okay? Keep quiet real quick, all right? Because if you look at Real Madrid, defending champions,
the king of Europe, you have to use that already. The king of Europe.
The king of Europe, you know what I'm saying? And Manchester City, the newbies when it comes to European Championship, they just came in, smashed the record, and now, this season, they finished 22nd on the log. Manchester City, Real Madrid finished 11 on the log. Out of 8 games, I think Man City won 3. Out of 8 games, I think Real Madrid won 5. That's not too cool for them. What do you see, or what should we expect in this magnificent tie? For you to say, that was a joke.
Like, this got to be the battle of inconsistency right now. The two most inconsistent teams in the world right now are coming against each other. It's fair enough if you're going to blame the inconsistency on the injury worries that they have faced this season. In terms of for Madrid, they have been without their star defenders like Militao has been out with ACL. Rudiger is also nursing an injury currently, and recently they just lost the man. Saying lost like not like lost, bro.
Not kind of lost, bro.
Like to injury, you get me? So Lucas Vazquez is also sidelined with injury. He's going to be out of that particular tie. So they now left with just one natural CB, which is going to be Asensio, the young boy from La Fabrica, the Real Madrid academy team. And also I think it's going to be Tchouaméni in there all day.
Or Camavinga.
Camavinga might be playing from the right side since Lucas Vazquez is out.
Yeah.
And then let's see who's going to play in the left side. Probably Mendy or Fran Garcia. But this is going to be advantage to Manchester City.
Do you think so?
No. Why I said so is because Haaland, if there's any team Haaland have not scored in this life, Real Madrid is like top 3 in there. It will be looking like this is a good opportunity to score Real Madrid right now.
Well, anytime Camavinga steps into that defense line, he does really well.
Oh.
Yeah, he does really well. You might say, because as
in the last game, cause the PK.
We know.
His blunders in that defense is crazy.
But we know that he's a midfielder.
He's not a natural CB,
so he's not a natural guy at that wing. And when you look at Tchouaméni, these guys are very aggressive. When it comes to aggressiveness, Tchouaméni is mental. He's crazy. and Erling Haaland might not want that aggressiveness. He might prefer a Rudiger who's going to ruffle him a little bit.
Yeah.
He's going to prefer what's his name again? The defenders of
Asensio.
Ruffle him a little bit.
Yeah.
But now Tchouaméni is going to come in with tackles. Tchouaméni is going to come in with a bit of ruggedity that we see in his defensive midfield play. And that might unsettle Erling Haaland a little bit. And secondly, we should look at the advantage when it comes to transition. Now, imagine if there's a turnover in the Madrid's defense line. You have a certain Tchouaméni who's good with the long ball. You have a certain Camavinga who's good with the long ball. And remember, 90% of the goals that Manchester City have considered this season have come from mostly turnovers. Errors. Errors leading to goal. Turnovers. Goalkeepers not playing the right ball into the right channel. And when the right ball comes to the right channel of the Manchester City defense, it exposes them really hard. So if you have a Camavinga, you have a Tchouaméni in your defense line, throwing those long balls into the channel, that's what Carlo Ancelotti is going to tell them. That the moment Manchester City come forward into our own half, look for those long balls and destabilize them really well. So there's an advantage and there's a disadvantage also. Actually, but I think the advantage outweighs the disadvantage for me.
To me, I think why I'm not really a fan of a non-natural CB playing right there at the back. Now, I don't think he has this experience enough to know. If you watch the last game of Madrid against Man City, you saw how Rudiger was on
Haaland's job.
Erling Haaland, and that's the same way Saliba has always been on Erling Haaland. I swear, you don't give him breathing space. You know he's very good with his hold-up play and all that. You don't give him those chances.
Yeah, he's good.
If Tchouaméni is gonna give him those chances to do those hold-up play and allow those pacey wingers to run in between, like Mamouche and what's the name? Foden is going to be a long night for Real Madrid. The only sad one for Man City, who's having most of their players back from injury now. I think the only absentee right now will be Rodri, who's still nursing ACL injury. And also the new signing, the guy that was signed on the deadline day, Nicola Gonzalez, who had a brilliant debut against Leyton Orient in the first 28 minutes. He got an injury. I don't think it's going to be a long time on the sideline, but he's going to miss this particular tie. So I think it's going to be a little worry right there. But we got other players like Kovacic, Gundogan, and all that was going to hold that job in the middle of the park.
I was shocked when I saw Man City list for and I saw Rodri. Yeah, I saw Rodri.
Bro, I don't know. I think there's been a miracle right now in ACL recovery. A lot of players ACL in like 20
months, 9
months, you get me?
Sometimes a year.
Bro, we saw players coming back 6 months, 5 months
from ACL.
Like Scamacca from Atalanta came back in 6 months.
Yeah.
There's this guy in Newcastle, Botman, is back in less than 5 months, and we already heard Rodri is back on the turf already. And what's the name? This man from Barcelona, Ter Stegen, is already walking.
Yeah.
No, I think there's been a miracle now in recovery of ACL.
Science. Science is a big part of what we're seeing right now. And looking at the Madrid-Man City game real quick, you see that they've played about 14 games between themselves, and Madrid has won 4, Man City has won 5. They've been 5 draws. But when it comes to Madrid knocking out European teams from the Champions League,
you can bet that. You can bet.
You know they're good. You know they're good, my brother.
And they're also the king of comebacks. So if you're leading Madrid 4-0, 5-0,
you know it's not
over till Madrid say it's over.
You know what I'm saying?
So I think Pep Guardiola's team, their eye will be on
looking at this game, and looking at Manchester City form, looking at Real Madrid form, Madrid over the weekend, they were held to a stalemate by Atletico Madrid. Diego Simeone was fantastic.
Masterclass.
Kylian Mbappe is on fire as we speak right now.
I think the only player who have scored more goals than Kylian Mbappe in 2025 is Dembele. These 2 French guys, they are form of their life.
They're on fire. They're like strippers in Cubana on a Friday night. You know what I'm saying? So looking at these 2 guys, I'm talking about Kylian Mbappe and probably Erling Haaland. Who do you think will get the first goal in this monumental class, high voltage class?
I want to say Erling Haaland. Over Kylian Mbappe. I think most the coaches, the ops, like for Ancelotti, he would have watched most of the games that Real Madrid have lost this season. And also you can figure out how easy it is to take care of Kylian Mbappe. You know, with the offside trap. If you watch the Barcelona game, most teams in La Liga are using that, setting him up in that offside trap, and it's working perfectly. Man City have got these defenders with this IQ in terms of Diaz. They got the new signing Kusanov, and also John Stones. This has experienced central back, so they might be using the offside trap for Kylian Mbappe, who's one of the fastest player in the world. For what's the name? For Haaland, Kevin De Bruyne is going to be there. A lot of assists right there. There's going to be Mamouche, a lot of assists right there. There's going to be Savio and all that. I think Haaland all day for me.
Haaland all day over Kylian Mbappe. If you ask me, I'm going to say probably Kylian Mbappe. I might say Kylian Mbappe might score the first goal.
Because the PKFC.
You might say PKFC. But the truth is, looking at the way Manchester City also set up their defense line, where they keep the high line, suits Kylian Mbappe really well. And when you look at what would be that trap that Real Madrid are going to use to outsmart Man City defense line? One is going to be long balls. And when you're throwing the long balls and your defense line is really close to the midfield line, that means that Kylian Mbappe, if he times his run well, like you've rightly mentioned, that he can just go through that defense line and also score some goals. And if you look at Kylian Mbappe, there sometimes he knows that the coming from the middle is a big problem for him. He sometimes he wants to run through and how do I put it right now? Go to the blind side of the centre backs. And I think
he's got that power and pace.
Oh my days!
A lot of
my days! If you allow Kylian Mbappe go through your blind side, you say everywhere bust. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna see Kylian Mbappe do really great things in this game. Not ruling out the prowess of Erling Haaland. He's also because when you look at Real Madrid, Real Madrid can score 3 goals in first half. Second half, you have the chance of scoring 4 goals as an ops in Madrid. Because even when they have their centre backs there, because of the way they pour out into the final third, they go crazy. They go mental into your own half. So they leave a little bit of pocket holes in that defense line that can be exploited. And now you are using midfielders. Now you're using midfielders that their mentality is all about driving the ball forward. It's all about going forward and all of that. It's also going to be a big problem and an advantage to Erling Haaland. But before we leave here, we need to talk about the transfer saga that's happening with Vini Jr. and Florentino Perez right now.
Bro!
Step out of the studio. Because when you look at Vini Jr., he has been given a new contract to extend his contract. And he's saying, hold up a little bit.
Hold up, man.
I think the Saudi guys are
I deserve more, bro.
He deserves more.
Yeah, he did.
Looking at the contract that they give to Kylian Mbappe, he deserves more. But looking at what is coming from Saudi.
Bro, that's...
mental.
Bro, what am I doing here, bro? I can play this game, bro.
You can play this game?
I'm the combination of Iniesta, Okocha, and Ronaldinho in one.
And you're here? Why? What are you doing here?
Bro.
You're a combination of all these guys. And you are here with native.
I'll pass it to my unborn child, actually.
Young man.
Come on, no.
You want to pressure?
Yeah, but this Saudi is crazy, bro.
Saudi money is crazy, by the way.
Crazy.
And it's a wrap on the biggest spot show in the capital city, by the way.
Yep.
Hope you're good.
Yeah, you gotta stay passionate with sports. Keep doing sports. Keep loving sports.
And we're gonna be back. We're gonna be back by Saturday, by Friday.
Yeah, we got the weekend previews. EPL is back. I'm tired of all these Latin audience. Plywood. Bro, let's go to real football, man.
By the way, you can drop your comments in the comment section. Get talking with us. Tell us what you think about the game so far. Tell us what you think about the National Stadium. Tell us what you think about the Real Madrid with the Manchester City,
especially your predictions.
Do you think Erling Haaland might score the first goal? Do you think that Kylian Mbappe might get the first goal or the first offside of the game? You can drop your comments in the comment section.
My money is gonna be on it to get the first offside on the game.
Okay, I can't wait for that. And we are gonna read it out here on the show. Stay blessed, stay safe. I love you more.
Peace.
Yes, sir. What we done?
God.
Just imagine, say all this in what we do.
No press record.
I swear down.